this. Yeah. I like this. Yeah. I like this. Yeah. I like this.
All right, so as everybody knows or should know, Ryan Garcia will be leaving Golden Boy. He only has one fight left with that promotional company, and he is pretty much tired of Oscar De La Hoya. This beef started long ago, and I don't think Ryan ever trusted Oscar De La Hoya, and I think he should have left after the Tank fight because Oscar did not actually attend the press conference after Ryan lost, and he was by himself, and that was really shameful from Oscar and Bernard Hopkins, and that only shows the type of Corbett or the type of rat that Oscar De La Hoya really is. I believe Oscar De La Hoya is the type of guy that he tries to pretend he's your friend, but then, you know, he's trying to screw your wife, and then when you open the door, you realize that your wife is actually screwing him because he has a trainee dress on. So that's how I see Oscar De La Hoya in a weird way. Now, in my opinion, I think that Ryan Garcia should have done this a long time ago, and he is only to blame. He can only blame himself because he should have known that Oscar was a Corbett. He should have known that Oscar is the type of guy who is going to backstab you when he gets a chance. Now, Oscar did defend Ryan Garcia when he was caught cheating, right? He tested positive for PEDs, whether you want it or not. That is the truth. He did test positive, and you can never salute or give excuses to a cheater. You wouldn't do that to anybody who cheated against you. You shouldn't do it with anybody who cheats somebody else. And I think that Oscar had enough with Ryan because I think he saw him as a white boy that he could take advantage. I think he thought in his head that he would be the next Canelo Alvarez because he was a whiter color. And I think he understood that he's not what he was looking for. And I think he was probably screwing Ryan's money, in my opinion. I don't know for a fact, but I think that's the type of promoter he is. And not only that, but I felt like Canelo Alvarez also left Oscar because he was getting screwed as well. And Oscar has targeted these white fighters from Mexico or from United States, Latinos, because a promoter's dream is to lift off the white fighter of the past, right? The Jim Jeffries or the Jess Willards. That's a dream come true for any promoter. And one of the reasons why is because most of the white people in America, in the farmlands or in the Midwest, that live in isolated places, right? They don't identify with Canelo, even though they're white, or Ryan Garcia. They still believe they're beaners. And I think that Oscar has found a boxer finally that could somewhat represent the white people who have been lost or don't look at the sport of boxing anymore because there's not a lot of white boxers. And I think that will be Cayden Griffith. I think he is the new Golden Boy star, and I think Ryan will be replaced by this boxer who's a welterweight. And I think actually he's a decent welterweight. I just hope he takes the legacy route and doesn't actually follow Oscar De La Hoya's plan to inflate his record and then, you know, drop him. I think Cayden Griffith could have a decent career. I think he could become the next American white superstar. But what I would tell him is, you know, make sure you take the best fights possible and don't look at what Oscar did with Cepeda, where he was basically guiding him to make sure he took a plan or a course or a route where he could duck certain fighters. that didn't help Cepeda's legacy. He could have been fighting the Edwin de los Santos. He could have fought the Rayo Valenzuelas. He could have fought Frank Martins before he fought Shakur Stevenson. But he decided to do it the weak way, right? And that never builds your legacy. And when these fighters retire, they realize that they could have had better fights. And that's one of the problems signing for Golden Boy. So I hope Cayden Griffith does not follow Oscar's plan, because I'm pretty sure that Oscar sees him as a cash cow at this point, because he does represent a faction of the country that is white, that no longer watches boxing. Many of them went to UFC. So that is Oscar De La Hoya's plan, and Ryan will definitely be replaced. Most people, like I said, see Ryan as a beaner. They see him as a Mexican. They don't even see him as a white person, okay? And that's something that I try to tell Latinos. Don't be attacking black people, even though you don't like him, because, you know, technically they're, you know, historically they're the best, okay? Whether you want it or not, that is the fact. That is the truth. But don't be attacking them, because in my opinion, they really don't have anything against you. I mean, there's a few idiots everywhere. You got Latinos who are idiots, and you got blacks who are idiots. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, not everybody's like that. And I think the media really plays these stereotypes, which are not good. Obviously, I don't have anything against Cayden Griffith. I hope he does well. He's an American fighter, and I will back him up as long as he's taking the best fights. But Ryan played himself. He should have left Oscar a long time ago. And, you know, hanging out with Reynoso's team and all these bad decisions, it's only made it worse for his career. So Oscar has found his third white fighter. And remember, Oscar tends to blow up these fighters more than other fighters. If they're more brown, I don't think he cares as much. I don't think they get the elevation that they should. Because at the end of the day, it is about race and it is about color. And any smart promoter knows that, okay? Whether you talk about nationality, well, if you're born in America, you're not Mexican, you're an American. So it is about race. You believe in the Mexican race, which is stupid, because only one human race is the human race. That's the only race there is. There's no 20 different races. There's just one. But it's not about your nationality, it's about your race. And Oscar has recognized that pattern. It's the third, I think this will be the third straight superstar that he's going to elevate for being white. And I'm sorry to say, but like I said before, for most white people and for the rest of the world, Ryan Garcia and Canelo are beaners. And that's what, and Canelo really looks like an Irish guy. And I think that was part of his success in the sport of boxing, because some white people, or a lot of Latinos who are white, do recognize him as superstar, and they're willing to pay for them and attack fighters like David Benavidez, who's willing to take the fight against Canelo Alvarez, but he's just not white enough to get that recognition. Just being honest. All right, give us a like, subscribe, become part of our community, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.